Okay, welcome back to Day Trade with Tony, and away we go. So a little bit late today starting. That's okay, I'm sure you'll forgive me. Quite a few pop and drops this morning. Yeah, and you as well, Barnett. Afternoon, Glenn. Good to see you. Oh, we've got chat from the YouTube today through Restream, so that's good. So it looks like we'll see. Hey, Calvis, good to see you as well. So UCL popped up and pop and drop. There's a lot of these pop and drops at the moment. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of some of these lines here. Right, sound hounds. Getting quite a bit of. It was really quiet to start off with, and then it's just over the last half an hour where things have started to make moves, which is good. We don't mind it being late to the party as I am today. So, hey Lisa, good to see you. Good morning to you, Brandon. Hope you're having a great day, or hope you have a great day. How did I do yesterday after the stream ended? It wasn't a great day yesterday. We finished like $600 in total across the two accounts. So it was pretty much a scratch day. So I think net I was about what $400 profit gross on the main account. I was 300 and something on the main account. I was 200 and obviously 240 on the small account. Just shy of 250 on the small account. But after fees and charges, it's probably a scratch day. Excuse me. So yeah, applied was nice. So applied was nice, but it didn't sustain. So applied was nice. Got this obviously the initial pop on the news, and then the move up. This was a great breakout, flat top here at kind of 1120, and the breakout was fantastic, up to 1190, well 1188. That was great. Hey, look, don't be worried about red days there, Flip Jug. Hey, kill a kind? I don't know. Neath, what makes you think I'm human? Not that I want to give away my true species, but what makes you think I'm human? I might be 5 sea otters in a people suit. You never know. Muppet Man. I didn't catch Kit. Saw it, but I didn't catch it because I used to be a fan of Knight Rider as well. For those of you that know what I'm talking about and why I'm talking about Knight Rider, Nauticus Robotic, the symbol is KITT. Night Automated Roving Robot. That's car. So it's Knife Industries 2000. There you go. So let's see what I mean. Fiskars kind of there and thereabouts. I'm going to be patient today. It's Friday. I want to finish the day green. I want to finish the week green. We've had a good week. We have had a good week across the board. Better than last week on the small account, but we've had a good green week across the board. So whilst yesterday technically it was kind of a scratch day, gross numbers it was a green, but a small day. But any green's good green. So a small green day yesterday. So that's 3 green days in a row across the board. Can't grumble with that. I'll just have a quick look at my stats page actually. The overall stats on the calendar. I actually think I'm four green days in a row. We didn't trade on Monday, but despite kind of losing half the small accounts on last Friday, it was actually a green day overall. So it is a Crown Paint shirt, Richard. It absolutely is. No, it's candy, not Crown Paint. It's candy. This is from the John Barnes era. Crown Paint is from the Kenny Dalglish era. This is the John Barnes era. This tune's a bit loud. Let's get rid of it. There we go. Jan Malby, one of the most underrated players to have played the top flight in England. So the two big movers first this morning was we got Ocean. Had a nice little pop up there. It's kind of consolidating now. Back over the VWAP, this might be interesting. It's got a nice catalyst. Back over the VWAP, it could be interesting. It's trying to hold $7. We got Applied, beautiful pop up. The initial pop, retracement, then the move back up. That was great. Then we've had KITT, which is Nauticus Robotics. A similar kind of move. The initial pop up followed by the curl back up to break high. Below the VWAP right now. Don't like it below the VWAP. We've got what else have we got up there? Carmax, low volume. Iron Cube, not great volume either. Nutriband, yeah, not great volume. GlaxoSmithKline, not great volume. And Fisker, not great volume. So at the moment, we're just waiting for. It's best to sit on your hands than do nothing. Yeah, Meds had a pop as well. So I've got Meds here as well. So Meds had a pop, but this was definitely a pop and drop. So this popped up literally quick pop and drop from kind of $7.25, a $2 pop, then back like more than a $2.25 drop afterwards. So that's a bit of a pump and dump, bit of a pop and drop. Don't really want to get involved in that kind of action. Too dangerous. But there's no volume on it either. So Trexed had a good day yesterday. Not so. It's looking a bit dodgy at the moment. So it did pop up at the open for the first say 30 minutes. It was it made good moves. I tried trading this yesterday and I was over goal, and then I gave it all back trading this one. So sometimes it'll be like this, and this is why I say get green, stay green, get to goal and get out. So the fact that I ended up coming back, giving more than that, and then coming back and finishing the day green was you know. MG, if I saw one for 97p, I'm such a flamboyant person, and I've had a good couple of years. I probably would give them £1 and tell them to keep the change. You know? Yeah, I saw VCIG moving as well. So VCIG, that kind of popped up. It didn't look, because the volume was inconsistent. It had this initial pop up, then the retracement, bounce on the VWAP, new high, rejected at $8, and then it's below the VWAP right now. So what I'm waiting on is something to. All right, I don't know. Well, I don't know what your nicknames are, Jakinya. So. It's if you're just back at it now, Alistair, you've missed a couple of pops, but nothing sustaining. So we've got a couple of good moves, and then they've not held it, and they've not popped. You know, the continuation's not been there. So better just to sit and wait. Hey, Mike. Is Kid Pick popping up again? It's a bit below what I like to trade. So $2 is my floor, my basement floor. $3, I prefer to trade above $3 for kind of sweet spot, kind of between $5 and $25. But then I don't mind trading between kind of $3 and $5. I try not to trade below $3. I don't like to trade below $2. So whilst this is moving up, Kid Pick. Fill your boots. It's a nice little move of following the using the 9 EMA as support. So that's nice. Have I ever heard of Manchester United? Well, yeah. I mean, those are the whipping boys of the Premier League, aren't they? Those are the guys that got pumped 7-0 by Liverpool and what 6-3 by City. I mean, even Brentford put a bunch past them. So I mean, yeah, Man United. I believe they used to be famous once. I believe they used to be quite successful once. They've not been successful for many years. I mean, when was the last time that Man United won a league title? I can't remember. It's that long ago. I mean, and as for being kings of Europe, when was the last time they won the European Cup? I mean, that must have been what, last century maybe? I don't know. Last season, they won the same amount of trophies as Man United, Jakinya. That's all I'm saying. But they never lost 7-0 to the fiercest rivals, so... Is there any difference on leverage if you trade stocks less than $5? Yes, there is no leverage on stocks less than $5. Well, not with my broker, at least. Some brokers offer leverage across the board, depending on the stock, but I don't get leverage. I don't get any margin leverage on anything under $5. Yeah, and Liverpool won the Charity Shield, and then both of them are Tin Pot trophies. What are you guys watching? So Virgin Galactic's been kind of showing some signs of life, but not really. It's not looking really attractive. There's a lot. It's Virgin Galactic's got a lot of institutional action, but it's not looking. It's not looking great. It's not looking very attractive. Yeah, I have. Alistair. They came round looking at it last week. So that's got to be finalised, but yeah, they want to move in middle of July, so we'll. It looks like that 15th and the 16th is going to have to be D-Day, whether I'm ready for it or not. You know what? I'm just going to put a change filter on here because I don't like, if it's less than 1%, I don't want to know. There you go. It's neither here nor there. So no, I'm not having issues with Benzinga. There is issues with Benzinga, MK. If you're having issues with Benzinga, just clear out the filters and reapply. And don't use the top filters. So if you look at the filter here, for example, is the top filter, the applied filters, okay? Don't use that one. Use the side filters. And just, if you're having issues, just clear them out. And then apply the filters on the side as opposed to on the top, and it'll work for you. It's different every year, Jakin. I mean, I can tell you what's typically the lowest volume is usually August, but I would say final quarter of the year is October through December tends to be very, very volatile and a lot more volume. First quarter of the year is slightly behind it. Second quarter, we've just finished the second, well, coming up to the end of the second quarter at the end of this month. And then third quarters tends to be the quietest. So you get August tends to be the quietest, followed by July, then September. It's seasonal. That's my take on it, my opinion from my own personal experience. Last year was a little bit different. September was quite busy. But October's always busy. But you always get quite a lot of volatility in October for some reason. Let's see what happens at the bell. We've got 25, just under 25 minutes to the opening bell. There's nothing really setting up right now for a good for a good move. Kid Pick probably the only one. I'll go back to Kid Pick whilst I'm not trading it, but it's a bit too low. But it is breaking out nicely. So Kid Pick is the one that's if you like these lower price stocks, this is the one that's got the most momentum at the moment. It's the highest, so nearly 170% up on the day. So it's traded 10 million shares almost, and well, it has traded 10 million shares now. So it's coming up to $1.70. Last year in August there was quite a lot of action. Quite a lot of action last summer, in fact. So I had my 3 best ever months successively in June, July, and August last year. And then I bettered them this year. So I beat all 3 of them in January. And then I got over 200k for the first time in March, and then I beat that in April, and then again in May. So I didn't actually beat it in May, but I had a good one in May. So for March and then April, and then I had a really good one in May. Alvis. By the dip, nice one. Good 40-cent move, good stuff. There's some good sets, some good clean setups on this. So I mean, you've got the initial move up. You wait for the pullback. You've got argument that you might have got faked out there, but what you probably do look at this is look at the 2 minute on the 2 minute time frame. This would have been the perfect setup. Look at that. The initial move up, then the pullback. First candle breaks a new high. It also breaks the VWAP at the same time. How clean is that move up? So from what, $1.06, $1.07, all the way up to $1.70. So you could have got a nice clean 65 cent move there. I don't think that's the case, Jakinya. You're obviously younger than I am, because in the 70s, in the 1970s and early 80s, there was no furlough bailouts. The interest rates were sky high. Inflation was sky high. They brought in the 3-day working week, so people couldn't even work a full week, so wages were lower. And the UK economy is not strong like it used to be, so they're not in a position to bail everybody out if they start defaulting on the mortgages. Interest rates at the moment are shockingly high in the UK, and inflation is shockingly high, and they've no idea how to curb it, because one word: Brexit. A bunch of idiots decided to put out a referendum, and kind of paraphrasing Ricky Gervais, they decided to, let's have a referendum on the future economic prosperity of the nation, and let the average person decide what they want to do with regards to our relationship with Europe. Let's stop asking what the average person thinks, because quite frankly, do you have any idea how stupid the average person actually is? There's a reason why they have do not drink on bottles of bleach. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, there you go, Jakinya. You're 34, so you won't recall those times when it was really tough. No government bailouts in the early 80s and late 70s. Interest rates up at 15%. People closing shops, businesses, all foreclosing because they can't afford the mortgages on them. And we're probably going to have a lot more of that coming up, because people have been taking mortgages out up until kind of 2008. People taking mortgages out at stupid prices. Now, the mortgage interest rates didn't really go that much higher after the financial collapse in 2008. So there wasn't a lot of foreclosures, but the interest rates now are going up. So people have still had, they've had fixed rates and tracker mortgages back then, but the tracker rates are now going up because the central bank rates are going up. So, it's becoming, what we're getting to a situation now is that they say 25% of your income should go on your accommodation. So that'd be mortgage, rent, or whatever. No more than 30%. You speak to the average person, and millennials now, you can't, the price of rent and mortgages versus wages, because wages have stagnated over the last kind of 10, 15 years, and people just can't afford, they're paying 50, 60, 70% of their income goes on their accommodation. Cheers, Fuzzy. Well, the mortgage is one of the biggest con jobs in controlling a populace. Allow a person to get a mortgage so they can own their own home, and you've then got them under control for 25, 30 years. Owning your own home is one of the biggest shackles that a young person can have. Then you're spending all of that on, you're tied to that place, you're spending all that. From an investment point of view, it's actually not bad. But from owning your own home point of view, you're shackled. and you're better off just traveling and you know, become a digital nomad or whatever. Oh, I'm not even watching it, Calvus. Sorry. Do I own my own place? Yes, two actually. So well, it's not about being a slave to the lender. It's about utilizing the lender. I learned about money working a long time ago from my uncle, who was actually a farmer. And he had a farm. I don't know if I've told you this story. He had a farm in Wigan, and he did the farm next to him. It was only a small farm, but he was providing access to the farm next to him, which is a larger farm. And the farm next to him sold the land to Morrison's, which is a famous supermarket chain or grocer. But they didn't realise that the access to that land went through my uncle's estate. So he had them kind of by the short and curlies. They wanted to buy the access land, and he said, no, I'm not selling that. I'll sell you the whole property, but at my price. We sold the whole property to Morrison's for a small fortune, and then went to the bank, put the money in the bank, went to the bank and said, oh, there's a farm I want to buy. It's greenbelt land, so it's protected land. You know, you're not allowed to build on it. So I want to buy this farm. I want you to lend me the money to buy it. And they're like, well, you've got like 7 figures in the bank. You can afford to pay for it yourself. I said, well, why should I pay for it with my money when I can pay for it with your money? And that was a big lesson for me, is that, you know, other people, OPM as they say, if you're going to be successful in life, you do it with OPM, other people's money, not your own. You let your money grow and compound. You use other people's money to build your wealth. Yeah, but it's that first run of the ladder, Joshua. That's the problem. It's the first run of the ladder. It's now unattainable for people in college now. The likelihood is they will never own their own home unless they get a bailout from the bank of mom and dad. It's now, to own your own home is becoming so unattainable for people growing up. So Gen Z, some millennials have their own home or are paying off their own home, but Gen Z and beyond are highly unlikely to ever own their own home anymore. It's not foreign exchange, Barry. No, we're doing equities here. Stocks and shares. No forex, no crypto, no futures, no commodities, no derivatives of any kind. So it's just the equities here. Sorry, Barry. Yeah, I can actually. I can give you life advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't. I don't give financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. But I can give life advice. 21st century navigator. You're 27. Travel. That's the best thing I can. Best bit of life I can give you. Any amount. First and foremost, invest. Invest long term. Get some index-linked ETFs. Get some, start building your portfolio. Start small, but start building your portfolio now if you haven't already. At 27, if you haven't got a portfolio, you need to start building it. $100 a month, $200 a month, $500, whatever you can afford, start building it. But also put some money away and go and travel. Travel and see the world. Open your eyes and educate yourself. There's nothing worse than an ignorant person. The best way to become less ignorant is to travel and see other people, other cultures, other countries. Seriously. It was a scam, Jakinia. It was a massive scam. After the Great Depression is where the mortgage, nobody had a mortgage. before the 1920s. That was something that only businesses got, the bank, the business loan and stuff. But after the Great Depression, they brought in this concept of you owning your own home. You used to build your own home. You didn't go out and buy it. You built it. Now it's like, okay, sorry, but no, absolutely. So my parents have their own home and stuff, and I think they bought it for like £17,000. So they took a mortgage out back in the day, back in the 80s it would have been, for a three-bedroom semi, and they got it for £17,000. It's now worth 10 times that. If you're looking for marriage advice, I would say don't do it, but I can't say that because I'm going in for number 2. So my soon bride to be would probably string me up if I said don't do it. But make sure you. That's marriage advice, Klaatu. Make sure you choose the right one. Don't do it with the wrong one. Don't marry an ugly person. If you're female, don't marry an ugly man, and if you're a man, don't marry an ugly woman. Seriously, it sucks the life right out of you. The worst thing you can do is pay off your mortgage early. And it's a con because they'll tell you pay off your mortgage early and you'll save so much over the lifetime of your mortgage. Yeah, that's true, but it's coming out of your cash flow. It's better off paying your mortgage because the interest rates on a mortgage, it's the lowest interest that you're going to pay on any kind of debt. So the best thing you can do is take your rather than paying off your mortgage early, you let that run and pay off what you've agreed to pay off on the mortgage. But you take your additional capital that you've got, and you invest that in higher return investments. And you'll get more money that way rather than paying off your mortgage where it's just sitting there. Because if you get higher appreciating investments, your house is going to appreciate no matter what, whether you pay off the mortgage or not. So the appreciation on the property is not going to change. But paying off the mortgage, what you're doing is that interest rate that you got there, you can get better, use the money to invest in higher rates of return. So if you just put your money that you would use to pay off your mortgage, rather than saving say 5 or 6% on the mortgage, whatever the rate they've given you, 4, 5, 6% on the mortgage, rather than saving that on a monthly basis, you're actually put it in an index-linked ETF, and you're making what, 10, 12% on what you put in there instead. Your quid's in. Now smash that thumbs up button like Real Wild One says. No, it absolutely is Real Wild Ones. It absolutely is. Ugly is. Look, there's a saying, you've all heard this saying many, many times, and that's beauty is skin deep. It's a con. It's true, but it's a con. Beauty is skin deep, but ugly cuts right to the bone, I'm telling you. So don't marry an ugly person. I'm done with Kid Pick. It seems to be topping out there at kind of 175. So let's see what else is moving. There's nothing else moving at the moment. Meds. No volume on meds either. At the moment, it's just a non-event. Make it till you make it. Navigator. So yeah, in terms of career advice and work advice, if ever you get offered a job that's too much for you, too big for you, take it. Don't be scared of the fact that you don't know how to do it. Work that out after the fact. Worst case scenario is you get fired for being incompetent, but you've had 2 or 3 months experience and you've got 2-3 months of a bigger pay packet. But if you don't know how to do it, take the opportunity. If you get given an opportunity, take it, because opportunity does not knock very often. So when it does, you open the door for it. So if ever you get an opportunity, you get given an opportunity that is too big for you, you know you're not qualified to do it, take it. Fake it till you make it. There's always people around you that can do that job with you. And I don't say for you, with you, because you can ask other people, and that's another thing. Don't be afraid to ask people for help. The worst thing, pride is the worst thing in a career. If you believe that you're going to look stupid by asking others for help, then that's you being stupid. There's always people with more experience than you, and they may be on a lowly income, and you might be reporting to you, they might have more experience than you. Tap into it, use it. Hey Virgo, good to see you back. Yeah, don't offer financial advice, Luke, as you know. Actually, Richard, that's probably more likely. So other people have a better capability of masking their incompetence. What you've got to be wary of is the other people masking their incompetence and blaming it on you. So that's the big thing there. Pass the book is an art in itself. I've learned pass the book is an art in itself, and you've got to be wary of those people. But going through my career, I would say up until about 35-ish, I looked up to so many people that were just incompetent. They were winging it. They didn't know what they were doing. And I'm not just talking about people that are in the career. I'm talking about politicians, doctors, people in positions of power. I look at it now, and I'm watching politicians on the TV doing these sound bites that have been written for them to try and make them look like they know what they're talking about. And I'm like, Boris Johnson's a perfect example, and Liz, the dinner lady that got into Prime Minister, she was never cut out for that job. She totally unqualified for that job, and how she managed to get it, I don't know. So as Prime Minister, and she hadn't a clue, she was like a rabbit caught in the headlights. But do you know what? She can now put on her CV, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. Who's going to take that away from her? Yes, she was a waste of space, but who's going to take that away from her? So the same thing with you. If you get the opportunity, whether you can do the job or not, take the opportunity. The worst thing that happens is you get canned. Someone looking for a reference, I did that job. Look, it's there on your CV. Everybody's winging it. Everybody's winging it. From day to day, everybody's flying by the seat of the pants. The most competent individuals that you will come across are the ones that are the most confident. That's all it is. Fake it till you make it and sound like you know what you're doing. Of course, if you've got a bit of knowledge, it does help. And tap into your strengths. You need to bolster your weaknesses and stand on the shoulders of giants. If you've got people who are knowledgeable about stuff, ask them. If you've got people around you that are knowledgeable about the stuff, tap into that knowledge. People love giving free knowledge away. If you make yourself interested in other people and asking them about their expertise and their knowledge, you'll learn so much more, and they will think that you respect them. Whether you do or you don't is your business, but they will think that you respect them, and they're giving you this knowledge for free. They will enjoy doing it because they think that they're getting something back, even if they're not, because they think that they're getting your respect back. That's life advice from Tony. It's a quiet day. It's a very quiet day. You know it's a quiet day when there's a lot of the gappers are actually derivatives. Med's not moving. Ocean Bio did nothing after it popped up. Applied did nothing after it popped up. VCIG is up and down. It's now kind of barely green on the day. A lot of chop. It's probably going to be one of those days. I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait. If I see something that's worth trading, I'll trade it. Otherwise, it's probably not. Vols, enjoy Vols. If you need help with the setup, just email me directly and I'll help you with the setup, Vols. I'll share my config files so you've got all the hotkeys and hot buttons and things like that, and the chart setups and things. It'll just cut your learning time in half if that's the case. I couldn't be a politician, Jakinya. I just couldn't be a politician. But the reason I couldn't be a politician is that I would abuse the system. I mean, the politicians are already abusing the system, but I'd be just so blatant about it. Because one of those, you can't beat them. So there's very few politicians that have been in it for a while that hold on to their idealistic intentions. Most politicians get into it, I'm saying most politicians get into it with idealistic intentions. It lasts about a year before they realise that, and then they get corrupted by the system. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's what they say, and it's also true. The politicians are scumbags, scum of the earth. The only people worse than politicians are probably, solicitors and lawyers. Where can you find my email? Tony at hustle-with-tony.com. Itchy nose, it's winding me the hell up. My platform, or the platform. How much do I pay for my platform? Well, it's part of the package I get with CMEG, and they give it. Well, I pay for it, but they refund me that with. They give me a rebate every month because of commissions and fees. I'm not abusing the system. I'm working the system, Jakinya. There's a difference. Yeah, Kid Pick is back up at the top. Well, we've got 9 minutes to the open. There's not a lot of movement at the moment, but we've seen that happen before. We've seen things that quiet pre-markets and then it just goes ballistic at the open. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It looks like it's a bit of a quiet day, but it only takes one stock. I'm sure that's an IPO and not SPAC merger. It's not even priced yet. Real Wild Ones. That's not even priced. So that might give that till 10 o'clock. It might come good at 10, but it's not even priced yet. No problem. I'll respond to that later, Vols, and I'll package up the config files. No, it is a way to work the system, but it's also a way to look. Just look at the whole PPE stuff that the politicians did during COVID. They awarded all these contracts to businesses that their buddies had set up literally the month before, and millions and millions of pounds going to contracts for people for protective equipment that have never had any kind of experience or even filed a tax return before. Companies that have zero existence prior to this, and they award these £1 million contracts to them Jobs for the boys. That's abuse of system, abuse of power. That's you know, backhanders and brown bags. That's what that is. Is there anything you can long or short right now, Alhamid? Yeah, you can long and short anything you want. You can go long on pick, you can go short on pick, you can anything that's moving, you can go long on it. Would I advise you? I don't do financial advice. Is there anything moving at the moment? Nothing looking really attractive. Volume is low on most things, and for successful day trading, you need volume. If you're a forex, this is why I call people out for trading forex. You do forex, you like forex, you do it, you do you, boo boo. But for me, forex is a mug's game because you can't track the volume, and you go where the volume is. You need huge leverage. The barrier to entry is low, which is why so many people trade it and lose. So forex is a mug's game as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying people can't be profitable doing it, but it's very few are. I would rather trade something that's got a catalyst. You know why it's moving. You can see how much it's moving. You can see how many other people are trading it, and how many people are trading it versus what it normally trades. So what the impact of that catalyst is, and then you look at the technicals. So the fundamentals always trump technicals, and then you look at you trade the technicals. You trade the price action around the technicals. So. Jaquini, do you want to change your name to Daffodil or something? Because that's very hippie of you. Don't ask me to cut down on alcohol. Try and take my bottle of wine from me and I'll probably smash it over your head. What email will you look for? You'll look for a response from my email. It'll have an attachment on it. Now, I've not received your email yet. I thought you said you sent an email to me, but I've not received one. Yeah, okay. You won the 100 meters at primary school. That was long distance when I was at primary school. Hey, Cal. How's your dad, Joe? What's just happened to the market here? I'm going to change the scanners over because, quite frankly, nothing moving. Oh, I've got 2.5 minutes to the bell. And it's probably been one of the most non-eventful pre-markets for a while. Actually, it's not been non-eventful. I have taken something, so we'll see what happens. Let's have a look. First Republican Bank of San Francisco. No, I've not seen this. It's an OTC. I think it's an OTC ticker, so I've not seen it. What's going on with that? Let me have a quick look on Benzinga. I'll come back to applied. That didn't sustain, did it? Let's have a look at Benzinga. I don't have the feed for the OTC markets.
Yeah, First Republic. Yeah, it's OTC now. So I don't know what you're talking about, Carl. Why would there be a glitch? I mean, it's down at like 26 cents or whatever it is. When it's you know, First Republic was acquired, right? It's on the OTC markets. It's not up to $14. It's not going to $14. It's basically the only reason it's on the OTC markets is because the people that were invested in it trying to don't want to give up the shares. But it was acquired, right? What am I trading? At this moment in time, nothing. There's not a lot moving. So we're waiting for the market to open in 10 seconds. I'll change the scanners now, and hopefully we'll get some movement. The market is about to open. There we go. Did I see what there, OAL? Good stuff, Alistair. So applied selling off. All right, okay. Virgin Galactic, I don't like it. The range is like no volatility. The range, there's not enough range there. Do you know what? I'm not feeling this market at all today. So far, it's going to be a no trade day. Oh, hang on a minute. We might get something here. Pre-market high of kind of 485, I think it is. The range is still not there. It's not volatile enough. And that's 30. That entire chart is 30 cents. Oh, hang on a minute. U power. New power kind of popping up again. This is a yeah, U power probably not. We'll see. Not feeling it. Ooh, yesterday's last week's IPO. C3IS, CIS. Isn't that what all these woke shenanigans is about? CIS this, CIS that, CIS the other. Nonsense. So this was an IPO last week. Look at that. So Virgin Galactic popped up, pulling back again. Just unreliable moves at the moment, guys. Just be careful. Choppy, unreliable, horrible market at the moment. Big pick looks like it's halted. To the downside. So Kid Pick is there at 145. It's looking at resuming at 132. So there's a full 10 cents gap down. Well, more than 12-13% gap down. Not great. Yeah. Everything's selling off. I mean, if we let's look at some of these VCIG, choppy, no real good volume on that. We've got Applied popped up. It's now about to go red on the day. So this went up to like 11.90, 11.88. It's now under $10. So Applied, that's a bit of a pop and drop, pump and dump. We've got Ocean Bio was another one. It's gone red on the day. This went up to 760 something pre-market. It's now dropped a whole $1 since the high, pre-market high. Meds, yeah, I'm not enamored with this either. I mean, just look at the volume. It's moved up into a halt on just 17,000 shares, so 176,000 shares traded all day. So we're still not getting the volume follow through. So look, it's better not to take a trade if you're not feeling it. It's better not to just take a trade because there's not a lot else moving. Power is moving though. Biggest candle is the red one though. I'm just going to wait for a setup. I'm not feeling anything right now. Amazon is breaking highs. So we're getting some of the coffee table names breaking highs. Amazon breaking highs there. Shift Pixie had a good day yesterday, I believe. Pre-market, then sold off. It's trying to come back. Back over $2. Shift Pixie just broke the pre-market high as well. Not something I'm really attracted to right now. I'll wait for the right setup. If I have to wait all day, if I don't take a trade today, I'd rather not take a trade and wait for the right setup than take the wrong trade and it go against me. Yeah, New Power. Probably the top momentum stock right now. Let's have a look at the meds. So New Power is up there at $8, breaking $8 now. Meds looks like it's going to resume around 8.26, so pretty much a flat resumption. Leverage on this as well, so if it continues up, I might be able to get a little bit out of it, depending on the spreads. This should resume at 38. So about a minute. We'll stick on to this one. So VCIG up at 680s, just gone green on the day. It's still way below the VWAP. We're at 45 seconds to resumption, assuming it's a 5-minute halt. Let's see. I want to see. Said Health, Meds. This is one of those online medicine companies that you have in the States because quite frankly, you don't have a universal healthcare system. Like every other developed nation on the planet. Virgin Galactic is hemorrhaging.
Down at 450s now. This should resume in about... No. There we go. Spreads 15 cents. Alt level 915. Looking for potential entry here, but spreads are 20 cents, so spreads are getting wide and choppy, and your range isn't quite covering the spreads. So 20 cent spreads, and the range is only 27, 28 cents. So it's going to be a bit risky. Meds, manage your risk accordingly. 950 is the hold level, 949. I'm not feeling it. New power up there at 810s, looking to break. And that was a stiff rejection at the pre-market high. Pre-market high there. Oh. I'm glad I didn't get in that. I'm very glad I didn't get in that. So we're looking at 25 cent spreads. The range now is 36, so it's still not covering the spreads. So you need the range to be at least 2x on the spreads. For risk versus reward, you need the range on the 1 minute to be at least 2x. Well, whatever chart you're trading, it needs to be at least 2x the spread. So whatever time frame you're trading. U power just broke out. New highs. Nice little breakout there. Nice little flag. A little breakout, that one. The break of $8, pull back, and then the retest and re-break. That would have been a nice little entry at $8 there on the second attempt, and up to current high of day 828. So, and now we're breaking highs on new power. Not that I'm aware of, Farid. I think, yeah, the next day that the stock market's closed is Independence Day, I believe, Farid, which isn't next week. So Independence Day, July the 4th or 4th of July, whichever way you want to play it. So that's the week after next, I believe, Farid. Tuesday the 4th of July, I think it is. Last day of June is on a Friday. U power. Let's see what did Meds do. U power up there breaking highs. I've not even taken a trade yet. I'm just waiting for the right setup. I'm not feeling any of these so far. Maybe Meds over back over $9 could be interesting. I want to see it break the pre-market highs though. It's down back. It's pulled all the way back past the VWAP. That's a big drop actually. So a $1.25 drop there. Going from kind of $9.25 all the way down to $8. So $1.25 in 2 minutes drop for an $8 stock. That's some big move. You know, 38 cents on the average true range. It's got range now. What's the spreads on this one? 15 cents, 10, 15 cents, 10, 15 cents. So the spreads have narrowed slightly. And actually the 20 cents. So the spreads are still 20 cents, but now you've got a range that potentially could cover it as a 2x or better. I'm not feeling it though. Below the VWAP, certainly not feeling it. U-Power still breaking highs. I might get FOMO if I keep watching this the way it's going. No, it's pulling back a little bit. That 835 is the high of day now. This did go up to over $9 on Tuesday. I think it was Wednesday. Went up to $9, $9.20. But it has been up as high as $75 back in April. So it has the potential to move. We went from, funny enough, it went from kind of $8 up to $75 intraday. So it does have the potential to move big. And that's one of the ones I traded on that day. Back in April. Anybody see anything good? I'm not seeing anything really nice set up. Patience, guys. Just don't take a trade for the sake of taking a trade. If there's no trades to be taken, then so be it. Let's put this filter in place. Where's the volume? Get rid of all these up and drop volumes. It's not affecting it. Let's try the volume on this. There we go. Filtrate the noise from the low volume stocks. Biggest candle is a red candle so far on meds. It got rejected at pre-market high, so watch for a double top here. It needs to break that pre-market high with good volume. Yeah, Puno, don't look at that too often. You might scare yourself. Applied back over the VWAP. Back over the VWAP. Tapped $11, but again, it's so choppy. Carnival Cruise Lines trying to make a move. Carnival up over the pre-market highs. You get leverage on Carnival as well, I think. Yeah. U-Power back over the VWAP, back over $8. Yeah, just pour volume on it while once. Which is why I'm not even trading it. Yeah, today, right now, it's looking like a no-trade day. When was the last time I had a no-trade day? It's like very few. On the small account, yeah, I've had quite a few because it's been very discerning, but yeah. If we get to 10 o'clock and there's still nothing really attractive to trade, then we'll see.
Wide, really the top one. Carmax up there. No, so I'm looking. Normally, I look for stocks that are like they've moved 14-15% on the previous day's closing price. And I'm looking for continuation on that. So effectively, it's buy high, sell higher. That's kind of my go-to strategy. But don't have anything. Nothing that's moved that kind of level. Well, not with any kind of volume, at least. No volume, no trade. So this is Smith & Wesson. For all you revolver lovers. Revolver. Gotta say, that's one of Beatles. I really enjoyed that album from the Beatles. Yeah, it might do. It might do a double top and sell off again. So yeah, Smith & Wesson moving up. Not great volume. Let's go back to U-Power. That's not U-Power, that's UCL. U-Car. U-Power. This move up, pull back, bounce at the kind of $0.75 level. And move back up, and then double top and sell off. That wouldn't surprise me at all, the way today's panning out. I hate to be a pessimist, but it looks like very little movement today. Very little reliable movement, shall I say. Bang dang. Well, I'm going to take a quick bio break, and I'll be back in a very short space of time. How's the overall market looking? Let's see if we actually get a breakout or a double top here. So do we get the breakout or does it double top? This is going to be interesting. We get continuation or does it start to pull back? Applied breaking, trying to make a move up as well. So it looks like we're getting a breakout. Needs to hold that previous resistance, which was 835. Now we're going. Now we're motoring. So yeah, fill your boots, guys. Well, make sure you take profits as you go by the dip. Nobody ever goes broke taking profits. Remember that. Wide trying to make a move up. 1120. You've got a nice 30 cent move there by the dip. If you can take 30 cents out of the market every day, you can make a nice income. Remember, first candle breaks a new low. When you get a breakout like that, first candle breaks a new low. Make sure that you've taken some profits. But if this breaks a new low, it might pull back. There's a new low. So just be wary. If this then comes back and retests the VWAP, I would say double top M pattern. Let's have a look at applied, because that's up there doing similar kind of pattern. So this is applied digital. This gets over $0.25, it might move. No worries, Real Wild Ones. Nice one, thanks. Good stuff, Alistair. Applied digital moving up, breaking highs. It's not quite reached the pre-market high, but it's certainly breaking high of day. So it's bullish action here. Retest that pre-market high. Pre-market high is 1188, I think. So that's the target. I want to see the break of the $0.50 target will be. No leverage. What's this one here? No. That's no thank you. Not really interested in that one. Nice little pullback at the $0.50, and we retest that and break upwards. U-Power pulled all the way back to the VWAP. So U-Power, I did say be careful. $0.50 rejection. Obviously it went up to 860, but that the $0.50 area is the zones rather than actual to the penny. It broke below the VWAP, didn't hold below the VWAP. So let's see. It needs to make another high. So we'll look at high of this candle, 21. So it needs to get back up to the $0.25. If it breaks a new low, it bounced at $8. Trying to support at the whole dollar. If it breaks below $8, I can see this selling off and going red on the day. So that's my opinion. Not financial advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. Just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion about the stock market. That's all I am. Let's see if applied moves back up. A couple moves. I'm not even. I've missed the move because I was just not feeling it, and that's okay. Trust your gut. Probably could have made some on that move I've applied if I got in at the break of 11. Nice 50-cent move there. Iska? Nah, I'm not really feeling that either. Come on, give me something to try. Something nice, clean. Looking for something on this. Sorry. I'm looking for something on the small account, is what I'm looking for. I'm way ahead on the main account, so it's the small account. I'm looking for a trade for the small account. So I can't trade applied because I've got like $1,400 in the account. So what am I going without leverage? What am I going to do? Take 100 shares? Don't think so. Oh my goodness. 30,000 bid, you mean? Joshua? I can see a 30,000 bid there. 28,600. 28,700. So it's a 30,000 bid there at on the at 8:30. So there's a nice little floor. Assuming that's a real order, there's a floor at 8:30 on New Power. Applied breaking highs. Should have got in at the break of 11. Now it's too extended. Broken new. Rejected at the $0.50. I should have got in here at the break of the 11. Kind of kicking myself now with applied. That looks like it's going to break out. 5 minute. Look at this on the 5 minute. So, nice little pullback. A breakout here on the 5 minute. A move up. Retest the pre-market high. Really what you want to see. New Power. Yeah, that bid seems to have disappeared. Fake bid. That's I don't like that with level 2. Is how it can be manipulated. We can put false fake orders in there. Yeah. New Power coming back up. We're at applied, pulling back to kind of $1.25 really. Looking for support on a $0.25 on applied. These are the two stocks that are moving right now. It's applied and New Power. Both exhibiting a similar kind of pattern. Upwards momentum. Applied's a little bit more extended. New Power keeps bouncing off the VWAP. Well, guys, it's been a bit disappointing for me. I normally trade quite a bit that first half an hour. But there's no harm in being conservative in your trade selection. In fact, it's probably better to do it that way. Higher trade accuracy means that if you've got good risk reward, it means you have a higher chance of being profitable. Yeah, that's a low price one there, Sway. Take a look for you. Yeah, penny stock, no volume, there's no trade there. You can't look. I don't know if you're holding bags there, Sweet Pea, but there's nobody trading it. It's literally 37 cents with no volume, 18,000 shares trading. So yeah, no trade there. Yeah, we got the break of highs up here. Nice little cup and handle actually there. Cup handle up there, but it's starting to get a bit choppy. Wide pulling back. Yeah, I'm not feeling this at all. It's bouncing. It seems to be bouncing on the 20 EMA. Just started off here, pull back to the 20, moved up, pull back to the 20. Let's see what happens here. I think I've got hay fever. I've never had hay fever before, but I've got the snuffles. Help me out, market. Give me something to trade. Wide moving back up again. Between the twos, remember kind of a triple top here. I'll give it for double bottom, but I mean, I'd say triple top. Nice up wicks on the 5. Sorry, nice down wicks on the 5. This should break out. Coiling at the $0.50. Just draw a nice little horizontal here. It's coiling at the $0.50. Current high of day is 11.53, but that's where it's meeting a bit of resistance. So if we get an increase in volume, we potentially can break over this $0.50 and then want to test the pre-market high. What's my perfect trade? My perfect trade is one that I buy in and it goes parabolic and doesn't look back. Doesn't happen. Gaps up. It gaps up $3, resumes higher, $3 higher, into another gap up and does that about 4 times. That's a perfect trade. And then when it does decide to top out, it gives you a warning. It consolidates a bit before it decides to top out and then pulls back. And easy to borrow, so that then you can trade it on the way back down again. That's a perfect trade. I don't know. I mean, the Grinder IPO was a pretty good trade for me last year. GDC last month was probably, I would say, close to the perfect trade. I did that really well at the beginning of last month. Top Financial, that was my biggest trade up until GDC topped it. Both of those, GDC and Top Financial, both of those trades over 100k. Never had a trade above 100k before that. One in May, one at the end of May, and one at the beginning of so one at the end of April, one at the beginning of May. So yeah. This should now one test $12. I would imagine. Certainly test at 3/4, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. If it's been closed above, well, not closed above it, but if it's closed above the $0.50, I think this could test $12 today. Applied breakout, not quite a breakout though. Was it Alistair? Unfortunately, a bit more of a fake out than a breakout this time. Yeah. Well, I hope you sold out for profit there, Alistair. Yeah, breaking lows, making new lows. U-Power just bounced on the VWAP again. So let's have a look at U-Power while this is consolidating a little bit. There's no real clean moves today, so it pulled all the way to the VWAP, bounced, look at moving back up. Seems to be done for the day now. I think we're at the back end of this move. Let's see what else happens. Well, it's better than nothing there.
Am I trading today? I will be trading when I find a setup that I like. Right now, I've just not found a setup that I like, Super Chip. You know me, I'm usually quite loose with my trading in terms of the setups, but I've just not been feeling it today. Waiting for the right setup. If I have a zero trade day, it's the first zero trade day in months, so. And there's nothing saying I'm going to have a zero trade day. If I finish the stream down at the bottom of the hour and I've still not traded, I'll be back in the Discord later. We'll see what happens. It's a shit day today, absolutely, wild ones. It's absolute posh. The two stocks that have been moving have not really moved clean. There's been no real parabolic movers in terms of momentum. So, look, it's better to wait for that once. It only takes one stock, and there's usually at least one stock moves across the course of the day. Clyde was a good entry at 11. I kind of missed it, but new power. A bit choppy across the board actually. That initial move up was, it was actually quite choppy. All day, my advice to you is don't size up. If you've started 2 months, I don't mean to be funny here. If you've had two profitable months in $100 cash account, it's luck. Your first 2 months, if you're profitable in your first 2 months, it's purely down to luck. Don't be getting greedy and sizing up now. Trust the process. If you always start small and grow small. As soon as you get greedy, that's when the market will humble you. Guaranteed. You will blow up your account. Unless you've blown up your account, how can you call yourself a trader, really? But after 2 months, starting to size up just because you've had your first 2 months are profitable. My answer to you is it's probably luck. You've probably got on a green streak. Wait until you've had your first red streak, and then if you can come out of that without blowing up your account, then look to size up. What's guaranteed is red days. Red streaks, red days, it's guaranteed. Losing trades are guaranteed. If you can have the consistency, after you go on a bit of a losing streak, you can come back and then maintain that consistency without blowing up your account, then look to size up. But don't do it until you've had your first red streak. If you've just had a 2 month green streak, small account, great, it's a small account. But don't start sizing up until you come out at the other end of a red streak. Well, gaming, as long as it was profitable, closing early and leaving some. Look, let me just put this out there. If you're a trader, don't be thinking that you're going to get the whole move. You're not. You're either going to leave some at the bottom or some at the top. You're always going to leave money on the table. Get used to it. As a trader, you're going to take wrong. You're going to get faked out. Not if you, depending on the type of trader you are, you're going to get faked out. You're going to take losing trades. You're going to have losing trades. You're going to have losing days. You're going to have losing weeks. In fact, the first I think 7 trading days or whatever it was, I was in drawdown for the first 2 weeks of June. It was only until last week that I actually recovered the drawdown. So, well, actually, no, I think it was this week. Because I got over the drawdown and then went in drawdown again. So you're going to have periods of losing. Those red streaks happen to every trader. It's only if you can come out of that and be profitable and have consistent profitability that it matters. Get used to being wrong. Nobody's right 100% of the time. In fact, most traders struggle to be consistently, profitable kind of 50%, 50, 60. 60% is kind of average for a profitable trader. If you're a consistently profitable trader, a 60% win rate is normal. You have a good weekend too all day. well, gaming, that's all you want, consistency. Knowing when to walk away when you're red as well, which is something I find, even now I find it difficult to do that. I'll go into a red position, and depending on the market conditions, very often if it's volatile and it's the volatility that's caused me to go red because I've been mistiming my entries or my exits or whatever, I'll very often think, okay, there's enough volatility in there, and I'll stay in the market. I'll either make the red day a bigger red day, or I will claw it back and just have a big commission day, get stung heavily on the fees and charges. So just know when to walk away. When it's not your day, there's not a lot of clean setups today. Just putting that out there. Good risk management, absolutely. If you can have good risk management, that's the key. And this is the thing, if somebody talking about pattern trading, there's nothing wrong with pattern trading, but as long as you have good risk management, because there's not a single pattern out there that's 100% effective. You want to try and get yourself an edge. So if you're a momentum trader, a pattern trader, which is essentially what I am, you know that the patterns are going to break out more often than not. But when they don't, you want to be able to cut your losers early, and then when they do break out, like BCIG had a lovely double bottom yesterday, and when it broke out, it went on for like $1.50. I was able to profit from that. But if you hold on to it too long, that $1.50 comes back, and it's you end up giving it all back. And take profits as you go in. So it's okay saying that, wild ones. You know, let the winners run and cut the losers early. It's okay saying that, but it's one of the most difficult skills to master is knowing when to let your winners run, because you always get the pullbacks. You take profit on the pullbacks and get out, and then you miss the continuation. The way I've always done that is take a little bit of profit on the pullbacks, and then if you get a continuation, you can add that back. Be taking profit, so if it pulls back further, you can actually get out at break even. You got a profitable trade. But if you're taking profits, there's a number of different reasons why you should be taking profits as you go. Nobody goes broke taking profits. But if you're taking profits, you can actually benefit from the compounding effect of locking in that on your margin account. Because a margin account is instant settlement. It's a magic of compounding. And if you've got instant settlement, you're then getting leverage against that realized gains. You don't get leverage against unrealized gains. So locking and taking profits, you've got leverage now against your realized gains, and you can use that to take larger sides if you need to. Take advantage of a momentum move. Yeah, pull back, sell out, and it rips. You don't want to be doing that. So what you take as it starts to pull back, you take some profit off. If it continues to pull back, then you can get out. If it then rips, you can either add back, and you've got, like I say, you've got the compounding effect of the leverage on the realized gains that you can actually add back for more if you need to. Am I going to take any trades today? I am if I see one that's worth taking. I'm not taking a trade just to entertain you, buddy. I'm sorry, that's not what I do. If you want to see me taking trades, go back and you look at yesterday's recordings. It's about half of being profitable is discipline, sticking to your strategy, not taking boredom trades. Which is, if I'm taking trades right now, it's taking boredom trades. I mean, we're talking about having money on the line here. You know, it's okay to be entertaining, and more often than not, I very rarely have not had a zero trade day. More often than not, I'm taking trades I shouldn't be taking, and I'm risking more than I should risk. Like yesterday was a perfect example. I went $6,000 up over goal, and then I went and gave that back by taking stupid trades on meds. Finished the day kind of scratch, break-even day yesterday. So kicking myself in the foot, shooting myself in the foot, kicking myself in the behind, whatever analogy you want to use. Intercept Pharmaceutical. Let me just see if there's a catalyst on this one. So this one's now moving up 12 bucks.
What's the spreads? Good spreads. 4 cents on the range. Oh, mate, there. FDA strikes at Intercept Pharmaceuticals obeticholic acid application for NASH patients. Focus shifts to rare liver disease. Intercept to continue all NASH-related investments and reduce workforce by approximately. Yeah, so that moved up, but yeah, not good news. It's just it's kind of a turnaround. That's a big pullback, 50 cents from the high there. Well, rejection at $12, 50-cent pullback. The replays on Twitter, YouTube. I've not been doing the recaps at the end of the day. I've been busy because I'm actually I'm moving house next month, so I've been busy with all that planning and stuff. So I've not been taking. Normally I would take the time to do trade recaps, and I've not been doing it this last couple of weeks. So. Pretty much for the whole of June, I've been skipping the trade recaps, and that's my fault, and I apologise. I know some of you guys that are regulars to the channel do like the trade recaps, which I post on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and the likes. But I will get back to that when I've got less on my plate. It's I do have more on my plate than just day trading, so there is that, but I will get back to that. Don't worry, just stick around, and I'll be posting some additional stuff for the private stuff for the YouTube members as well. So that will be coming in the coming weeks. I've just had a lot on my plate with the pending relocation. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that one. Sitting on your hands is a position. Cash is a position. Having a cash position is a position. If you're holding cash instead of actually holding equities, that is still a position. It's not making you anything, and it's not losing you anything. And the thing that you, as a trader, the thing that you should be focused on most is protecting your equity. It's not about profits. Profits will come. If you protect your equity first and foremost, the profits will follow. The old adage around look after the pennies and the pounds look after themselves, or the dollars look after themselves, it's never more so true in trading. So you protect your equity position more than looking for profits, which is why looking for base hits rather than home runs when you're in a trade is more important than actually getting to goal. You'll get to goal by getting those base hits, and you get those base hits by sticking to your strategy, being disciplined on the trades that you take. No point taking a losing trade. Why take a losing trade? VCIG down, and I am long biased. There's been, I'm looking at some of these charts, and there's been opportunities to short, quite a lot of opportunities to short. But I'm a long biased trader, and some of these stocks are actually on short sale restriction as well, so not ideal to try and short. Well, you can give me the thumbs down if you want, wild ones. It's just as much interaction as the thumbs up. So thumbs up, thumbs down, any kind of interaction helps. Appreciate it. I mean, look at KidPick. We were watching KidPick breaking highs for how long pre-market? It broke up over kind of 170s, and it's down there below the VWAP since the open. It halted to the downside, and it's never looked back. So it goes to show. It's hard to borrow as well, so I couldn't be shorted that one. I could have if I'd prepared to pay for the low gates, but I'm not paying for low gates on a dollar stock. Yeah, it's one of those days, guys. It's there's not a lot of clean moves out there at the moment. Let's just go through the moves that what I was looking at pre-market. So for example, Virgin Galactic, let's look at this. I'll put it on the 2 minute, we can see more. So Virgin Galactic was looking at this pre-market and it just dropped, sold off. Again, short sale restriction, so it's easy to borrow, but short sale restriction, so you're not going to short it. Makes life more difficult if you're trying to short it. So that's Virgin Galactic was a pre-market mover. VCIG, pre-market mover, popped up, went up to $8, and look at it now, it's barely at $6. So that was VCIG, VCI Global. Ocean popped up pre-market all the way up to kind of 768 or whatever it was, 767. Sorry, yeah, 767. It's now down to nothing but initial pop up and then sell off below the VWAP. Then we've got Applied, was looking nice, but never reached the heights of pre-market. This move up here was a lovely move up. We got Kit, popped up, sold off. So if you're long biased like I am, the moves have not been great for this one's probably the best, most positive move. It's held most of its gains. Most of the others haven't even held the gains. So that's U Power. But it's struggling up there at kind of 850. It's down there. So there's not been a lot worth really looking at. Meds as well. How choppy is that? You look at that on a slightly higher time frame. How choppy is that? So people asking me, am I going to take a trade today? Show me a good setup. I'll take a trade. It's been so choppy, but up and down, backwards and forwards, very little clean moves, very choppy day to day. So I'd rather just sit on my hands, take the dog for a walk. Maybe something will come at lunchtime. Maybe we'll get a couple of news drops in an hour or so. Yeah, absolutely line in the sand. I mean, Meds, it's looking at finding support there, kind of, and we're getting a little bit of support, maybe a bit of an ascending support here, but the volume's died out as well. These are all factors you've got to take into consideration. When it starts to move, what's the spreads like? That's got to be the first thing you look at in terms of calculating your risk, because the spreads dictate how much you're starting from behind. That's your handicap, if you will. So if you take a position, let's say it's a 10-cent spread, and you take a position of 1,000 shares, you're $100 down straight away before there's been any price action, before there's been any price movement. A 10-cent move on 1,000 shares, and you're $100 down. So that you've got to factor that into your risk. Okay, 10-cent spread, you're going to have. You can't put your stop at 10 cents. You're going to any kind of retracement after you take the position, you stopped out. So you're going to have to factor that in. Then what's the range? If the natural movement, the average true range is a good measure of volatility. So what's the volatility of the stock? You want good volatile stocks. But on this one, for example, Meds, we've got 17 cents on the average true range on the 1 minute chart. We've also got, what, 11 cents on the spread. So if your range doesn't cover the spread, the likelihood is you're going to get stopped out. You're not going to move enough. So you've got to factor the range in there, the volatility of the stock in there. You've got to factor the spreads, and then you've got to look at, okay, well, volume. Is there enough volume to move this? What's my goal? And is there enough volume to move this stock to my goal? So all of this, is it upwards trending? Is it downwards trending? The trend is your friend, as they say. So is the action taking place above the VWAP? Is the action taking place below the VWAP? What's the longer term trend? So looking at multiple time frames as well. All of this you've got to do in a snap decision. So as soon as something starts getting a bit of momentum, you've got to look at the chart, make a snap decision, take all the data, look at the time and sales. What's the generic color of the time and sales? Is it green? Is it red? Is it white? Look at the level 2. Are there any key levels? Are you coming up to any key levels for support, resistance, whatever? Are there any seller walls that you've got to get past? All of this is you've got to be able to do this within, fractions of a second or within a couple of seconds of switching onto the chart. Am I going to get in? Where's my entry? Where's my stop? what am I looking to as a take profit? What is my objective in terms of overall target on this trade? You've got to do that very, very quickly, and it comes naturally after a while. It's like driving. You get in the car after, when you first start driving, you're a learner driver. You're thinking about where you put your feet. You're thinking about how you change gear. You're thinking about your steering wheel. You're thinking about everything. After you pass your test and a year's worth of driving, you're not even thinking. You get in the car, you arrive at your destination, and half the time you don't even remember the journey. That's how second nature it becomes. Same thing with trading. You build up the skill set till it becomes second nature. Cheers, Mike. Appreciate that. Anyone that gives you this Dubai penthouse video, they don't actually show any of the trades or anything like that. They'll show you a copy of TraderView. They're like, I'm going to go open, and after it's recorded, they don't do it live like I do. They're just trying to sell you a dream. They'll join my Discord server for X amount a month, join me on Telegram for 10 bucks a month or whatever, 20 bucks a month or whatever it is. And these are what they don't show. They'll show you all the profitable calls that they make and the signals that they made to get you to buy into the subscription service. But what they won't show you is all the losing ones, which they probably make as many losing ones, if not more, than they make profitable ones. So you're going to lose money. It's the inevitable of trading. You're going to make losing trades. It's better to just make sure that when you're taking a trade, it's got a higher percentage probability of going in your favor. So if it doesn't go in your favor, you can cut it early. How can you possibly know if you do you know what, Hugh? That's you can't know if you're going to take a trade until you actually see the setup. You can have if you see a momentum stock that's working really well and there's a high likelihood that you take a trade. But if you're not getting the setups, then you're not taking the trades. A good stock that's moving up, I'll take a trade on it. I'm not shy at taking trades. I'm not shy at taking a B+ setup either. So I would advise anybody that's trading, only take A+ setups, but I'm not shy at taking a B+ setups for providing that the risk versus reward is right. If I know that the reward can be high, I'll take that B+ setup just on the off chance I can get that high set. And it doesn't, when I do that, it doesn't always go in my favor. Sometimes it does, and I might get a 15k trade, 5,000 shares, something that's moving up, good catalyst, it's going parabolic, and I'll get in, I'll find an entry spot, I'll get in, it then hits a volatility halt, gaps up $2 or whatever it is, and I'm quids in for like 2,500, 5,000 shares, 10,000 shares or whatever it is, and I've made a fortune on that one trade. Great. It doesn't always go in your favor. Just to put this into context, first trading day of May, I started the small account challenge and blew up the account on the first day. $500. I got into a stock, I can't even remember what stock it was off the top of my head. Got into a stock and it went up into a volatility halt. I got trapped in the volatility halt without a stop loss. It gapped down and blew up my account. So that was the false start on the small account on the 1st of May, and that happens. So it's choppy sideways now. I mean, there have been some good moves that you can profit from, but in terms of clean setups, there's not been many on Applied or UPower. I'm surprised about Ocean Bio. I thought that would get up to kind of 750, down at like 660s. Look, we'll do it again. Well, the size is it's all relative. So if you've got a $200,000 account, you can afford to take 10,000 shares of a $10 stock, no problem at all. If you've only got a $2,000 account, you're not going to take 5,000 shares. You're probably not going to take 1,000 shares of a $10 stock, regardless of the leverage. Well, I think that's how, are you risk averse?
trading's not for you if you're risk averse. You've got to be able to accept that you're taking risks every trade that you make. But if you manage that risk effectively, then I made what was I was trading? I think it was one of the big stocks. It might have been Tesla or Amazon, or it was something that was about 150. It might have been Alibaba or something. The price per share was about $150 or something. And I know I took a 2,500 shares or whatever it was. So I was in for about $800,000, and I think I made about $1,200 on it, and I was happy with that. And somebody came in the chat and said, "You just risked over $750,000 to make $1,200." I'm like, "No, I didn't. You're confusing, staking versus risking. It's two different things." So Miyako's great. She's not woke up the whole time I've been streaming. She's been snoring. Oh, and as we say that, there she is with a little teddy, her elephant teddy. So she's been snoring away the whole time I've been streaming. But yeah, I mean, the equity position you take, if you take it on a risky stock, then you could be risking the whole thing. So Silicon Valley Bank, if you were short, you went in with full equity, fully leveraged, and it was, and you went long on it, and then it goes down and gets halted and delisted. Then you're risking everything. But on these reputable blue chip companies, you're going to have equity. What you're risking is how much you're prepared to lose. So you can put $750,000 worth of equity into the position and only be risking 1,000. It's all about, what is are you managing risk? Are you what is your hope to gain from it? All that kind of stuff. What your actual equity position is not what you're risking on the trade. That's your exposure, not the same thing as your risk. Yeah, but smaller price stocks tend to be more volatile. Look, I'm going to wrap it up. It's one of those days. I don't think we're going to get any moves before lunchtime now. I think we've had the Ocean Bio seems to be waking up. So Ocean Bio's waking up. Still needs to get over the VWAP for me, back over $7, but it had a nice catalyst. It went up from kind of this level up to 770 pre-market. But look, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to take this one for a bit of a walk. I've got to go and get her some more treats and call at the post office. Got some letters I need to post. Snail mail. Who'd have thought? Who uses snail mail anymore? But I have to, unfortunately. So, look, I'll be back at it tomorrow, guys. I'll be back at it. I won't be back at it tomorrow. I'm lying. I'll be back at it on Monday, because tomorrow is Saturday. So have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Do what there's no football, so I don't know what you're going to do with yourselves, but enjoy your weekend. Have a great one. I'll be back at it an hour before the market opens on Monday. So that's 8:30 East Coast. If you're anywhere else in the world than New York, work out your time zones for yourself. I'm not the speaking clock. I'll see you on Monday, an hour before the market opens, and we'll see if we can do a longer one on Monday. At the moment, the market conditions today aren't really setting themselves up for profitable trading. So I'll be back at it on Monday, and I'll see you then. Take it easy, guys. Have a great weekend.